Hello everyone, today we are going to discuss about speech, language and communication and communicative intent in children with autism spectrum disorder. First, let's see what is speech, language and communication. Usually, when parents note a language delay in children, they often say, my child's speech is delayed or does not speak as much as children of the same age. But what you should know is speech and language are different, and communication is an umbrella term that refers to how we use speech and language to communicate with one another. First, let's see what is speech. Speech is the actual production of sounds and words using our lips, tongue, jaw and teeth. It refers to the way in which we produce sounds and words. For example, to say k, sir clearly so that people can understand what we say. It is the way in which we use our vocal folds or sound box to speak clearly. That is, when air is inhaled and exhaled from the lungs, we make sounds using our vocal folds. We may hurt our voice by talking too loudly, talking too much, yelling or coughing a lot. And also that is the way in which we speak smoothly. We sometimes repeat words, sounds or phrases or pause while talking. But sometimes people who stutter might do this more frequently, that is frequent repetition of sounds, words and phrases using fillers like etc. Or sometimes they even prolong vowels in a word. So to sum it up, speech does not have anything to do with our ability to comprehend. Then what is language? Language is the ability to know and choose the correct words to convey a meaningful message. That is, language can be receptive language, that is the ability to understand what you hear or what you read. And language can be the expressive language, that is the ability to express ourselves either by talking or by writing. It refers to what words mean. Some words can have more than one meaning. For example, a bat can be an object that we play with or a mammal that flies. Or how to make new words. For example, we can say the words arm or forearm and mean something different. How to put words together. For example, when we say I went to the park and the zoo instead of I go park zoo, here we are making a grammatically correct sentence, knowing that you need to use the correct tense form and correct order of words to communicate effectively. And also, language refers to what we should say at different times. For example, we might be polite and say, would you please just move a little? But if the person doesn't move, we'll just say, just move. And also, language is the ability to understand what people say. When it comes to communication, communication is an umbrella term that refers to how we use speech and language to communicate with others. That is, using language or gestures in different ways. For example, to have a conversation, to give someone directions, or how we put across our wants and needs, or how we are able to understand what others feel or express how we feel ourselves. And also being able to understand, being able to consider other people's point of view. Using and understanding body language and facial expressions, such as knowing when someone is bored, being able to listen to and look at someone when having a conversation, knowing how to take turns and to listen as well as talk, knowing how close to stand next to someone. Children with autism spectrum disorder will have difficulty in communicating with others. Also, they may have some language, but they may not know how to use it effectively to communicate with one another. And so that they will need to be taught how to use the words or actions so that they can communicate with others. They will have difficulty in understanding what others are saying. For example, the child may not understand when we say, bring the book from the table. The child might seem to be clueless and otherwise they may not give any attention to what we are saying. They will have difficulty to communicate with others. For example, the child might not know that he can use the word water, which he has already learned earlier, can be used to communicate and ask for water when he needs it. And some children will have echolalia, that is repeating what someone has just said. That is, when someone is asking the child, what did you eat for lunch? The child will just repeat the word lunch without giving an appropriate answer to it. Some children will have apraxia of speech. Here the child knows what to say in response to someone asking a question, but they will not be able to move the jaw, lips and tongue in a coordinated way so that they can able to say what they wanted to speak. And they will have difficulty in understanding and using social rules. For example, avoiding eye contact, not using nonverbal gestures to communicate, inappropriate use of words in wrong context, and they will not be able to wait for their turn. And also they speak in a very plain tone. Let's see how you can know what level of verbal abilities your child has. The child is said to be non-verbal if he or she is older than 18 months of age and does not use any consistent word. The child is said to be minimally verbal if he or she uses significantly fewer words than what is used by a typically developing child of the same age. For example, fewer than 50 words at 30 months of age or older. A child can said to have limited verbal abilities if the child uses more than 50 consistent words at 18 months of age. Here are some ways to improve your child's speech, language and communication skills. Always speak in small sentences with fewer words to communicate to your child. Do not speak using difficult grammar or complex words. For example, you can say go play instead of saying do you want to go out and play. Make use of child's favorite things to do. It is very important to have a motivation to communicate, and the child's favorite thing will act as a motivator. For example, use the child's favorite snack to teach him to request and ask for it. Teach the child to point or take the picture card of the item or say the word when the child needs the object, and then give the object to the child. Provide opportunities and time. Children communicate when they need something. So create opportunity for the child to request his favorite things by keeping it out of reach of the child, but the child should be able to see them. When the child requests first, give the item in small portions so that the child gets opportunity to repeat requesting, and also provide time for the child to respond. Always let the child know what is the correct way of making a sound, what words to use, how to put the words together, and how to take turns while talking. If your child is making a mistake, instead of correcting the child, you can speak the correct way so that the child can watch and learn. Practice verbal routines. Practice words that are predictable. We say those words in the same way, in the same activity repeatedly. For example, 1, 2, 3, start, ready, steady, go, or nursery rhymes. Read books aloud along with the child. Reading books is a wonderful way to improve the language. Use simple books having child's daily activities and books with repeating words so that the child will get the opportunity to read along, and also it will help the child to improve the language. This is a zoo. We went to the zoo and they sent us a pet. Pet. And what is there inside the box? Let's open and see. What is there inside the box? Open. Elephant. This is an elephant.
Elephant.
This is a big elephant.
Elephant.
Big elephant. And he was too big. Big. And we sent him back. Okay, let's turn the page and see which animal is there. They sent us a new box.
D-box.
And what is there inside the box? Let's open and see. Open. Giraffe is too tall. This is a tall giraffe. Giraffe has tall neck. He was too tall. we send him back. We send him back. Do a lot of self-talk with the child. When you are preparing table for dinner, you can tell the child, I am putting the plate on the table, here is a cup, and now we are going to keep the spoon, fork and knife. This will help the child to learn more words and also help in learning in which situations these words can be used. Do parallel talk with the child. For example, when the child is playing with a doll, you can tell the child, oh, you fed the baby, now I think the baby is sleepy. Oh, you gave her a blanket and put her to the bed. Good night, baby. Now we are not expecting the child to say what we are explaining. We are helping the child to learn more words and which situations these words can be used.
Yes. Shapes. You have shapes inside. Adil is playing with kinetic sand. Let's put this inside. Okay. Yeah, Adil is putting kinetic sand in the basket. Yeah. Oh, it's too hard to take. Adil is putting kinetic sand inside the basket. Let's make shapes. Oh, you like it. I like kinetic sand. Ma'am, I like kinetic sand. Adil is playing with kinetic sand. Adil is putting kinetic sand inside the basket. Taking from the basket, putting inside another basket. Let's mold it. Mold it. We are molding. Adil is molding, right? Yeah. Oh, you like to touch it. I like to touch it. Adil likes to feel it. Adil is feeling the kinetic sand. Adil is putting the kinetic sand inside the basket. Adil likes to feel the kinetic sand. Kinetic sand. Look, ma'am, the kinetic sand is flowing from the Oh!
When your child has some language, that is, when he speaks in 2 or 3 words, you can improve the language of the child by expanding and extending what the child is saying. When the child is saying something, we can expand the sentence by making the sentence grammatically correct. For example, if the child is saying push car, we can expand the sentence by saying, oh, you are pushing the car. And also we can extend what the child is saying by adding a little more information to what the child is saying. For example, if the child is saying push car, that time you can say, oh, you are pushing the red car. And they sent us a new box. And let's see what is there in the box. And open and see. Pig. This is not a pig.
Lion.
Oh, this is a lion. This is a lion. We send him back. We closed the box and we sent him back. And they send us a new box. And let's see what is there inside the box. Open.
Camel.
This is a grumpy camel.
Remy camel.
Grumpy camel.
Remy camel.
Oh, we don't want this camel. We closed the box and we sent him back. When the child is doing any functional activity, you can give them the opportunity to ask questions or make comments. For example, if your child wants to draw or write, you can give him the paper and the book, and do not give him pen or pencil, so that it will give an opportunity for the child to ask questions related to this task. Create a picture or visual schedule. Use pictures and fix them in the order in which the child's activities happen in a particular day or a particular time period. This picture or visual schedule will help the child to understand what happens next and also help the child to remain calm. And using the picture or visual schedule will help them to understand better, improve their sequencing abilities, that is what happens first, next, now and later, and provide a particular structure, a predictable structure in the child's day-to-day life. Children with autism spectrum disorder may not always communicate using speech. So we need to provide other means of communication also. Some of the socially acceptable methods of communication are reaching or pulling or pointing. Children can learn to reach toward or point to what they want. Children can learn that pulling you towards what they want will get them the item or the activity. Next is sign language or gestures. Teaching a child to use sign language or gestures as a means of communication can reduce their undesirable behavior by giving them an opportunity to communicate what they want. Example, showing a gesture of drink to communicate that the child needs water, or showing the gesture using the palm like this to say stop or enough.
Hello Titu. Good morning. Titu, good morning. Titu, good morning. How are you today? How are you today? Fine, good. Okay, do you want more chips? Titu, you want more chips? Oh, yes. You want more chips? Yes? Yes? You want more chips? Oh, yes. Yes, yes. Yes. Yes? Oh, yes, you want more chips. Very good.
Alternative communication system. Use cards with pictures, words or photograph of the items that the child likes and encourage the child to request or ask questions.
Chips.
Use communication boards that has yes or no pictures and a few other items of the activities that the child likes.
Titu, do you want water?
Why?
You want water? Oh, water. Have it. Have water. Good job. Open. Close the bottle. Good. Finished? Finished? Finished. Okay, good.
We can use choice board, that is a visual representation of activities or items that are available that the child can choose from. This will help the child to encourage communication, provide a visual representation of what all activities are available, and also encourage independent decision making throughout the day. Also, we can use mobile-based or iPad-based apps, that is Avas. It will produce speech when we press appropriate pictures. This provides children with more powerful ways to communicate.
Kiwi.
Kiwi. Let's take kiwi. And I want to cut the kiwi. I cut the kiwi. Great job. Great job.
Great job.
Yeah. Good. Good job, Madhav. Good job. Okay. Want. More. I want more. I want more fruits.
Apple.
Apple. Okay, I want apple. Next, let's see what is communicative intent. Communicative intent is wanting to communicate something that is in your mind or to make the other person understand. Children must develop this intent to communicate as it gives them the ability to understand what others are saying and also to make themselves understood. Let's see some of the ways to develop communicative intent. You should know how to anticipate communication opportunities. That is, anticipate when the child is going to communicate. During snack time, you can put the child's favorite snack in a container, in a tight container, so that the child can ask for help. and always or otherwise pause between child's favorite activities so that the child can ask for more. You should always provide consistent response to child's every attempt to communicate. Provide consistent response to child's words and gestures. This will help the child to understand that their words and gestures are helping them to meet their needs. Provide a binary choice. Rather than giving the items to the child, if they are given a choice to choose from, they will be able to communicate better. So for example, what do you want to drink? Want juice or water? Let the child choose from that. So if the child is verbal, they can say juice or I want juice. Or if the child is non-verbal, they can point to the class, take the picture card or sign the word juice.
Orange and strawberry.
Strawberry.
Which one do you want? Orange. I want orange. I cut the orange. Very good. And now I have two more fruits.
Watermelon.
Watermelon and strawberry.
Strawberry.
Strawberry. Which one do you want?
Watermelon.
Watermelon. Let's take the watermelon. Good job.
I hope this helped you in understanding what speech, language and communication are, how they differ, and what are the difficulties, communication difficulties seen in children with autism spectrum disorder, and how we can develop the communicative intent in children with autism spectrum disorder. Thank you.